So I've got a break in the snowstorms. You can see the dark clouds are coming. That means more snow, so I thought I'd shoot a quick little video to explain my roof panels, and had a number of questions that have come in about them. So the name of the manufacturer is Wanessa Sioux Incorporated. They're down in Kingman, Arizona, and these are called Airlight panels. Basically, it is 5.5 inches of foam. So you've got 5.5 inches of foam. You have a steel stud, so you can see the steel stud right here. There's 16 inches on center. I don't know if you can look underneath there. So every 16 inches, I've got a steel stud. You can see that it's thermally broken, so I don't have to worry about the heat transferring through as much through that 5.5 inches of EPS foam. And I've got my glue lam beam that's going to be up there. Sitting on top of the glue lam beam is my 12-inch I-joist. And so those I-joists are going to sit on top of the glue lam beam. I'm going to run over to my east wall. On the east wall up at the top, I'm going to be putting in Berman hangers, which are basically ICF ledger hangers. And then I'll have a 2x12 that I'll Simpson tie the I-joist into on that side. Then the 30, I think it's like 32 feet 10-inch long I-joist will then come across to sit on top of my 15-inch glue lam beam. And then it comes over here to the south side. Same thing, I'll have the Berman hangers up there, which hold the 2x12 ledger, and then the Simpson holds the I-joist. So let's go back to my roof. So then my roof is actually, these roof panels are going to be running in east and west direction. And because they are 16 inches on center studs, then that is actually what's called skip sheathing. So these guys are actually my sheathing for my roof. Underneath this, it's not going to rest directly on the I-joist, but instead I'm currently purchasing, this is only 2-inch, but I'm currently purchasing a 3-inch EPS foam that this will rest on, and then this will rest on the I-joist. And then I'll also be able to pack the I-joist, the area in the I-joist, I'll be able to pack that with insulation. But just a building science principle for my particular zone is I can only have the total R value of this foam plus this foam. I can only have, actually it's the R value of this foam up here, I can only have the equivalent of insulation underneath, so that this steel stud on the bottom doesn't become a condensing surface. So I'm actually not going to be able to pack a ton of insulation underneath, but nonetheless I do get a decent amount of insulation up there. And then during the summertime I'll also have solar panels, and there will obviously be air gaps underneath the solar panels, and it's a white metal standing seam metal roof that goes on top of this, so that'll also help to keep things cooler. But you can also see that there is a male end and a female end, so that's how the panels connect together. On top of the panels, I'll be purchasing some Shark Skin Ultra SA. It's basically a peel and stick waterproof membrane that has a 50-year warranty on it, 1-year UV warranty. So I'll be putting that on top of these panels. And then to connect the panels and the 3 inches of foam, yeah, you guessed it, I'm going to be spending a lot of money on structural screws that are almost 10 inches long. So that'll be fun, putting those in, making sure, probably end up having to use, I'll be on the cell phone up top, screwing it in, and then I'll have maybe one of my kids down below to make sure that I actually do get screwed in to my I-joist down below. So let me think if I've had any other questions about this particular panel system that I'll be using to cap off my multi-generational house that I'm building. And this is why it's on, I'm also kind of calling it a Yeti cooler lid, just because you can see with all of that foam, it's going to be a Yeti cooler. Oh, one other detail about this bottom 3 inches of foam is the bottom 3 inches of foam will actually stop at my ICF walls. The 5.5 inches of foam, my foam panels, will actually cantilever over my concrete, and I only have, it's a modern minimalist house, and so my overhang is actually only 4 inches. But considering the fact that I've got 8 inches of concrete, and I'll also be putting a blue rubber membrane on the outside, it's called Blue Max, then I'm not too worried about water issues. And then my windows are going to be innies, and I'll be using Proseco liquid flashing around my windows, so nothing should be getting in to this giant Yeti cooler. So let me know if you have any questions about this whole thing, and if not, be sure to like and subscribe so you can follow along on this crazy journey. Thanks for watching.